guys, what's up? Like I promised in the last tutorial, I'm here today with yet another interesting one. Today we are going to learn about a new quilling technique called Beehive technique. Here in front of you, you see that there are a few samples that I have made, and these shapes are called beehives, like the beehives made by the honeybees, right? So I think that's the reason why it's been named as Beehive technique. Interesting name, isn't it? So yes, this is what we are going to learn today. We use any shape, any sized quill paper to make these beehive designs. Let's get into the tutorial now. Okay. Alright, so for this tutorial I will show you different kinds of quilling material. By different kinds I mean we will quill beehive designs using different sizes of quill paper, like 10 mm, this is 10 mm, and we'll be using 5 mm also. And also I will show you how the technique or the design changes with the quality of paper too. How the design changes when we use a thicker paper, okay, to using a relatively thinner paper. Okay, let's just start with 10 mm quilling paper right now. Okay, so this one here is a little thicker. I am not sure about the GSM, but it is a little sturdy. Because this is 10 mm, I think this is bigger in size. That's why this is a little thicker too than the 5 mm. Let's see. Let's just first learn how to do the beehive technique. For that you will need our humble slaughter tool. Okay, if you don't know how to use the slaughter tool, find the link in the description. Okay, this is the quilling tool, and I'm using 10 mm pink quilling strip. Okay, the first thing we have to do is insert the quilling paper. Now either you can start half an inch below or a little below from the end, or it doesn't hurt even if you start right at the beginning of the strip. Okay, let's just start at the beginning of the strip. So from here you would roll like how you would make a coil, only you would roll 3 or 4 times. Okay, just 3 or 4 times. Let's begin. Roll 1 time, 2, 3. I think I will just stop at 3. Okay, take it off, and there's your first loop. Okay, as you can see that there are several loops, right? That only means that we have to continue doing the same thing throughout the strip. So that's your first loop. Now on to the second loop. Move down from this end till a point where you think you can roll the paper the same number of times you did for the first loop. So you remember I have rolled it 3 times. I will have to move down the strip to that point where I can roll the paper 3 times without falling short. Okay, let's just try. It's just a guess, so even if it's more than 3 turns, it's fine. So I would just move here, okay, till this point, and I will roll it 1, 2 and 3 times. Okay, then I take my tool out. There's my second loop. Okay, now the point to remember is when you're rolling, which of the fingers is in action. Like a couple of fingers are holding the strip, the other fingers are rolling the pin. So how exactly you hold the paper down to make the loop stay in shape? Let's see. Again, I'll move down to a point where I can turn the strip turn the tool 3 times. So from here I'll start. When rolling up, the pinching should happen on the hand that is holding the tool. The pinching down of the strip, not the other hand. This hand is just to support the strip. Okay, I'll tell you what I mean. So I'm rolling. When I'm rolling, okay, I am pushing down this tool while pinching the paper. Okay, I'm pinching the paper to stay in shape by pushing my right hand, this hand, down. Okay, so this finger is free. It's just there to support the strip, to keep the strip in place. Okay, so when I'm rolling, make sure we are pressing down with this hand, with the right hand in my case. Okay, the last strip, and press it down. Really, this hand is free, so I'm pressing it down with my right hand, and just before removing the tool out of the loop, I will put the other thumb in place to hold the loop in shape and just take it out. See that? That's the third strip. I'll show you once again. We are pinching down with the hand that is holding the tool. Press it down. Okay. There's your fourth loop. I will continue rolling. Okay, see, even my other thumb is moving down the strip just to keep it in place. All the pinching, all the pressing down is happening with my right hand that is holding the tool. Okay, I will just turn it this way so you can see clearly. Okay, there. All right, let's finish it. Keep doing it. So 3 turns, pinch it down before you take the tool out. Hold it with the other thumb and forefinger, and there's the other. Okay, what happens if we just turn a few more times? Like in this case, I'll turn it more than 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. What happens? Nothing much. Nothing. Not a lot will change. Just that the loop will be a little bigger and the uniformity might miss. But it's okay. This is supposed to be. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? It will still look good. It will still look good even if you turn it more than, even if the number of turns is not the same. But I would like to keep it the same number throughout the strip. Okay, 3 times I'll turn. 1, 2, and 3. There. So it just keeps all the loops uniform. Okay. So what I feel is that there's more than 3 turns. In that case, I will snip off the extra edge. There is absolutely no need. Even if the loops are not of the same size, it will still look good. So from here again, I would just roll it to keep the loops uniform. All right, there we finished one strip. Okay, so this was 10 mm and we and the paper thickness was a little more. Okay, now I will show you with the quilling strips that are 5 mm. Okay, Again, this too is a little thick. I just want to show you how to do it for a smaller, narrower strip. Okay, so likewise, and if you it becomes a little more difficult with narrower strips like 2 mm. It is really difficult, and you have to be careful because while pinching, while rolling, the paper might tear again. So I'll just quickly show it to you. I have started this time a quarter inch down from the edge. Doesn't matter even if you begin at the start, at the beginning of the strip. Okay, all right, there's my first loop. I'll continue quickly. I hope you're able to see. Again, this will only become easier with practice. Okay, so keep your left hand free as in do not press down a lot. And another challenge with this is the left thumb might the left forefinger might push the loops away because you are rolling it towards the loops that are already made. Your forefinger might just push the loops away like that. So be careful as you approach the earlier loop. Keep your forefinger away from it. Okay, going for the next one. The key is to move the thumb away and pinch it down with this hand, with the tool that is hand that is holding the tool. This is a very interesting, very beautiful technique. I will show you how to use and where to use these techniques. Okay. Okay, there's I think a couple more loops and we will be done. See how beautifully it's coming out, right? Let me just make a smaller loop here and then we'll finish it there. Okay, so these are with a relatively thicker paper and that's why the loops are in place. Let me show you with the thinnest I have, the thinnest strip I have. Okay. This quilling paper has very thin, these are very thin strips compared with the earlier one. These are very thin. Okay, probably you may not see, but you will see it when I show you the technique. Okay, let's go for it. Even when you are pinching the loop down, okay, when I take it out, okay, this one's in place. Let me quill a couple more. See, one thing is, because this is a very smooth surfaced strip, it is slipping off. My forefinger, when it is nearing the loop is just slipping off. It is moving away and it is opening. The loop is opening up. So see that? Such an uniform, I mean, it's not uniform. I will show you a few more loops. Okay. These strips have been the most inconvenient strips I've ever worked with because they are thin and they don't stay in place. The only way I use these strips are for making tight coils. Just glue down everything, all the ends are tight, intact. So, but if you are working with these kind of thin strips to make designs like these, they won't stay in place. See that? There is no way the loops are going to stay in place. Look at this one. They are all beautifully intact, right? But this is opening up everywhere. You cannot work with these kind of loops. It not only does it look uneven, or the loops are not uniform, your work becomes very odd to look at. It will not have a definite shape, but with these loops it's always looks beautiful. So go for a thicker paper strip than the thinner ones. So I wanted to show you with cardboard strips, cardstock strips too, like the strips made cut out of a cardstock. Maybe I will. Okay, just give me a minute, guys. Okay, so I could get a cardstock, a strip cut out of a cardstock. By cardstock, I mean this kind of paper. It is tough. Okay, this is used for base, for greeting cards, or if you want to stick your work on it. So this is a kind of a paper called a cardstock. It is more than 100 GSM, I think 120 GSM. Okay, so I cut out a strip from cardstock. Let's see if we can quill the beehive technique. This is so thick that the tool may not, the tool cannot fit the strip, so I will try to. Yeah, there. Okay, let's go turning the tool to form the first loop. Okay, there's the first loop, and the second loop. The first loop is in place, but the second one, okay, this is a little tough because it is so thick, right? The slot is a little too small to hold the cardstock, but it is working. It is working, and it is staying in place too. So I think cardstock beehive also works well, right? Great. I've never tried making beehive design using cardstock. I've always used thicker paper. It'll take a little extra pinching, obviously, because it is thick, right? But it is coming out beautifully. There. So guys, experiment with different kinds of paper, but yeah, like I said, it doesn't work with thin papers. Thicker papers will do. Like thicker paper means like cardstock, it'll still work, but it's a lot of work. So that's how it is done. I would always suggest you go for the thicker paper rather than cardstock or the flimsy quilling paper. So there guys, you've learned a new technique called beehive technique. I hope you liked this tutorial. I would like to see your comments and what you think of this one, and I would come up with another tutorial very soon, hopefully using these beehive techniques. Till then, take care you guys. See you soon. Bye bye. Okay, so I could get a cardstock, a strip cut out of a cardstock. By cardstock, I mean this kind of paper. It is tough. Okay, this is used for base, for greeting cards, or if you want to stick your work on it. So this is a kind of a paper called cardstock. It is more than 100 GSM, I think 120 GSM. Okay, so I cut out a strip from cardstock. Let's see if we can quill the beehive technique. This is so thick that the tool may not, the tool cannot fit the strip, so I will try to. Yeah, there. Okay, let's go turning the tool to form the first loop. Okay, there's the first loop, and the second loop. The first loop is in place, but the second one, okay, this is a little tough because it is so thick, right? The slot is a little too small to hold the cardstock, but it is working, and it is staying in place too. So I think cardstock beehive also works well, right? Great. I've never tried making beehive design using cardstock. I've always used thicker paper. It'll take a little extra pinching, obviously, because it is thick, right? But it is coming out beautifully there. So guys, experiment with different kinds of paper, but yeah, like I said, it doesn't work with thin papers. Thicker papers will do. Like thicker paper means like cardstock, it'll still work, but it's a lot of work. So that's how it is done. I would always suggest you go for the thicker paper rather than cardstock or the flimsy quilling paper. So there guys, you've learned a new technique called beehive technique. I hope you liked this tutorial. I would like to see your comments and what you think of this one, and I would come up with another tutorial very soon, hopefully using these beehive techniques. Till then, take care you guys. See you soon. Bye bye.